Hello and welcome to my SmallRig RC120B COB Video Light review. This is the Bones mount hyper reflector that comes with the RC120B. And here we have the RC120B packed inside the supplied case. This is a beautifully made unit. Strong and light. Up on top here then we have the release button to release our light modifiers. This powerful light outputs 4450 lux at 1 meter at 5600 Kelvin. Once the hyper reflector is attached, that output jumps up to 52,800. Look how easily that just glides on. You can see on top here there is some fantastic cooling going on inside here. Look at that ventilation. That really does help keep this unit so fantastically cool. That's actually one of the reasons why I bought this particular light. And again, just to remove our light modifier, all you need to do is press the button up and it just glides off so very easily. As you can see, there's a very large lever here to lock the light in place, which gives you some lovely leverage so you can really lock it tightly. Then there's the screw thread above here to lock it onto your light stand. And then we also have an umbrella mounting position here too as well. Our controls are on the back of the panel just underneath the LCD screen. There's two controls. The one on the left is labelled INT CCT. INT stands for intensity, CCT is for adjusting the colour temperature. You just push the dial to swap between INT and CCT and rotate the dial to adjust it then. The dial on the right labelled FX is there to adjust your special effects modes. Here we have the power socket and next to that then we have the power on off switch. We can power this unit two different ways. Firstly, we have the supplied mains adapter, which simply plugs into the power outlet, and then the other end plugs into the back of the RC120. Or you can also power it via V-mount battery via the optional accessory plate. It simply fits onto your light stand, plug the power cable in, and away you go. Hello and welcome to my SmallRig RC120B review and tutorial. So today I'm talking about the main video light I'm using, which is this fellow over along here. I've had it for quite a while now, and I am incredibly happy with it. I was using Godox light before that, but one of the things I found, now while it worked perfectly, but one of the things I found with it is that the fan was actually quite noisy, whereas the SmallRig RC120B is incredibly quiet. It really is whisper quiet. If I stop talking for a second, nothing. Literally nothing. So yeah, this light is completely silent. Now the fan does kick in. I noticed there recently when you start using it above 50% output power, the fan is going to kick in, but it is extremely silent. It really is very, very, very silent. Now, I'm pairing it with a fill light here, a hair light, and a background light. So the three other lights I'm using are the SmallRig RM75 smart video lights, so the small portable smart video lights, which have roughly around 2.5 to 3 hour battery life, depending on the output intensity, of course. But they're all controlled in through the SmallRig Go Go App. So you can use your mobile phone. I can sit here, I can adjust my main light, I can adjust all the other lights, I can adjust color temperature, intensity. It's just absolutely brilliant. If you're a solo video creator, this is huge. So I have the app open here now at the moment, and I have 4 different lights in this, as I mentioned before. RC120B is the main light, then I have my background light, and I have my hair light, and I have my fill light. So what I can do is I can just switch on and off my main light, so that's my main light gone. I can switch it back on again. I can go to my background light. So if I click that, background light is gone, switch it back on again. I can go to my hair light. So hair light is gone, switch it back on again, and fill light, which is this fella here. And that's something I really need at the moment. Fill light, not getting an awful lot of sleep, a few sick children and whatnot, so black lines under the eyes and everything else. I really need that right now, just to come in and just kill off some of those harsh shadows. So that's basically the setup I use kind of traditionally here now at the moment. And as I said, the real beauty of it all is you can adjust the intensity of each and every single one of those lights. It's if I go into the RC120B, it's just opening out in the app there now. So I can actually adjust the color temperature here now by swinging this fella along. So you can see on screen, it is adjusting the color temperature. I can bring it back to 5600 there, let's say. I can adjust the intensity. So I can whack that way off up along there now, or I can start bringing it way back down along, or switch it off. So if I bring it back to roughly, I usually sit around mid-30s. So for me, that would be roughly around right. So I can say, right, that's my RC120B. And I can then go to my background light, which is the light down below me there now. And I can say, right, once I select it, it's going to go white. But I can go to HSI. So I can adjust the intensity and I can also adjust the color too as well. So if I feel like, you know, today is green day, I'm going to put it on green, or I can go to yellow, I can go to red, I can go to purple, I can go to blue then again, which is generally where I'm, but that's my general default setting. So I can leave it at that. I can go back out along and I can say, right, you know, what I want to do is my hair light. I want to go to my hair light. I can adjust the color temperature. I can adjust the intensity here too as well. So you'll see that varying on screen there now. So that's the hair light above, or I can go to HSI too as well. And I can say, do you know what I want? I want that there now. So my hair light is going to tie in with the background there now again. So just to make it a bit more visually pleasing. Or I can keep it completely separate. I can decide, look, I'm going to go red. I want to adjust my fill light. And I might decide, do you know what? What I want is to create a small bit more of a difference in the image. I want to adjust the color temperature. So I can make that a small bit cooler. Or I can say, you know what? Because that's hitting me primarily, I want to make that a small bit warmer. And you can see it's on this side. So this side of my face is going to be affected by that. But if I bring it back to, let's say 5600 there now, that is going to balance out my image there now more or less. Again, bring down the intensity too as well, probably in the 20s or 30s. Just look at my monitor there now, that's close enough. So the SmallRig Go Go app is really cool. It works really well and it is so incredibly handy to have all these lights connected. And the other thing you'll notice is on the RC120B, I'm actually using a 55cm softbox there now at the moment, or octobox. I have the 85 and I have a rectangular softbox there too as well. I must seriously get around to using those because they're incredibly handy. Like even the 55cm there now, you can actually collapse that down incredibly easy and it just clicks back into place. It's really solid, it's really well built, and it just works like an absolute dream. But even as it stands now, I'm using a 55cm here, and it's doing kind of well enough. And also there's a grid too as well coming with them, so the grid is avoiding any overflow or any spill of light, so it's directed more towards me. You can actually even see the cutoff here now as such. So if you look at the cup there now, it's getting darker there and it's brighter here. So it really is focusing the light and light intensity more towards me. I have to say though, for value for money and the build quality you get out of this light is absolutely stunning. Like even the bag it comes in at the start there now, that is one beautiful bit of kit, and it is so incredibly safe transporting it around. The fact you can use V-mount batteries on it too as well, really cool little feature. The controls and everything on the back of the camera. If you don't want to use the app, you can use it very easily. You've got the main power on off switch, and you've got two thumb wheels. So with the two thumb wheels, you can adjust the intensity and you can also adjust the special effects modes. Being honest with you, I'm not a fan of the special effects modes. There's a load of different features in that, the same as in the RM75s. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a link to a blog post down below on the RM120 review, and I'm going to put all those specs in there. Like if you want to use them, you have paparazzi, you have television, you have fire. There's all these simulated effects. But I think for most people, what we're going to want is we're going to want a really good quality, consistent, reliable video light. That's exactly what that light is. And I have to say, it is one of the best purchases I've made so far. Obviously, along with those lights, the RM75 lights. Those RM75 lights are blooming amazing, being straight up and honest with you. And magic clamps are the other thing I have to say. Those yokes are just so cool. They are incredibly cool. I think anyone who's got anything to do with videography, they're going to be worth an absolute fortune to them. But I'm going to put up a separate video here soon, one of these days anyway, on the few smart little accessories that I find that work so amazingly well and that have completely transformed the way I work personally. So I'm looking forward to doing that video too as well again. So that's basically it, everyone. Thanks for watching and see you out there.